None of York's favorite foodstuffs are in this vending machine. Only, I believe, lollipops and crackers. Doesn't really want any of that. Hello, we're back with Deadly Premonition. What do we have in our arsenal? We have our gun, we have steel pipe, we have mission knife, that's all. When I did this in the original LP, I had the infinite wrench. I don't have it here, but, you know, we're not really gonna need it. Let's go into the dissecting room. Because the difficulty in this is so much easier, even though well, I mean, as always, clocks, they don't work that way. Even though the infinite wrench is so useful when we first played the game, we can use pretty much anything to take out these guys. We don't really need... Oh, hold on. Yeah. There we go. No one's coming out of that. We don't really need our powerful weapons anymore with the way this game is now. We don't have the submachine gun. And of course, even when we get the submachine gun, it doesn't take too long to get the infinite ammo submachine gun, so... ammo is not really a concern. Yeah, just one headshot, that's all. Turn around, please. Turn around, please. There we go. There we go. Just want to see if that one fall... No, okay. That one's still alive. Wall safe. No, that's not a wall safe. That's like just a fire hose. And then some enemies maybe we don't have to fight. Yeah, maybe it's not necessary to fight everyone. Sometimes turning around is real difficult with this move. I'm gonna tell you. It's not always so easy. Aiming's not bad. But the main problem I have with the move, I think, is that you have to use it as the right analog stick. And sometimes it just doesn't really want to turn the camera. Hold on, we hear some crying. And as we all know, crying is not enough, so I do need to put a stop to that crying, I think. There we go. Something very small is wriggling under that. What should we do? Only one thing to do, and that's look underneath. I like how you could keep hearing the crying after York takes the blanket off. It only stops after when the camera shows us what's under that. That's still standing? No, that's dead. It's dead. So for a few seconds, York was watching a key card crying, I guess. Oh, our coffee black. Considering how picky York is about coffee, how do you think he feels about just finding these cups of coffee lying around? They gotta be cold. They've been there for a while. Someone's drank out of them. Because he says at the beginning that he's very picky about his coffee, but it just seems like he's willing to just plunge his face into whatever trough of coffee is nearby and start sucking. He's fine with that. He likes to pretend to be a coffee snob, but he's like the opposite of that. Let me remind myself what's down this hallway right here. I mean, there are boxes. We can push the boxes. Except I cannot push it there because it's blocked by the gurney. Ah, there's just some Agent Honor down there. Well, might as well get it. It's a big one. It's a red. Ah, the Exigence Ward, I believe. Got stabilizer, and that stabilizes our pulse. If we're running around, we're out of breath. Doesn't happen too often, but it can be useful sometimes. Yeah. Might as well take a second mission knife. Could always use that. Man, only one man at a time can go into the bathroom. Fortunately, York does not have to go right now. Well, I mean, who even knows if the plumbing is working with the hospital the way it is in right now? I feel like there's just big blood trail that ends in a big stain. There's nothing here. I mean, I guess it's sort of like, you know, that environmental storytelling everyone loves so much. You're wondering what that could be. What could it mean? It doesn't really mean anything.
Here! Over here!
And this hospital is the first time we see the appearance of someone wearing a red dress. Rather, I should say someone who is dead wearing a red dress. That's kind of... that's the important part, I guess. The part about her being dead. Probably a bit more important than the red dress. But it is the first time we see the red dress. Carol's red dress from the intro doesn't count, because she's alive. I mean, the dead woman red dress. You know. The dress that the dead women wear. Carol wears a red dress even though she's alive, but that doesn't count. It's not like that. It's not the same thing. She wears that because it's her job.
I don't want to die.
Incidentally, when playing this game, the move glows red. I don't know if that's deliberate because, you know, red is such a primary color in Deadly Premonition. It could be anything, you know? The color of the move, I think, is based on, is determined by the game. Whatever the software says, whatever color it wants, it'll change it to. And in the case of Deadly Premonition, the move is glowing red. Why not? We love fiddling with devices. As long as no one is in the MRI, then what harm is there in just, you know, futzing about? Can we see anything in here? I can't really see what the writing on that says. We can't see the clock. That clock is of no help to us when trying to tell the time. Time doesn't exist in the red world, I suppose. Time is just a suggestion. I guess York just probably vanishes from the hospital when he's here. Since I would assume that nobody sees him make his way to the hospital lobby. Certainly no one else sees any of this happening. They never make it all that clear, I think. Speaking of the lobby, yeah, we're here. We're at the lobby. We could try to leave, but no. It's not going to make it that easy for us. Red vines and not the candy.
Found you.
It's our first encounter with gun-toting shadows, and York doesn't really seem all that bothered by it. He doesn't seem to care all that much about the shotgun-toting zombies. Well, technically they're not zombies. They're shadows. Mysterious shadows. The reward is... yeah, okay. Reward was in the way of me aiming. They're pretty slow to shoot, as you can see. No, we won't get a shotgun for quite some time, but we have some ammo anyway. unbelievably delicious. I guess the reason it's unbelievable is because you would think that looks terrible. You would think it would poison you. The fact that it's any good at all is what's unbelievable.
If you're so desperate, then why not smoke 2 at once?
Oh, yes. Maybe the best character in the game? Aside from York himself.
Who's that old man?
That's Harry. Harry Stewart. One of the bigger problems around here. His father started up the lumber trade and founded this town. He's a weird one, as I'm sure you can see. Always dressed like that, never speaking to the townsfolk. And just FYI, he owns almost the entire town. Not that that makes any difference. So long as I'm around, he won't be getting away with any funny business.
He probably gets away with a lot of funny business. A guy like that. Funny business is what he does. That is still the best description of any character. The mysterious capitalist.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, haste won't lead you to what you seek. Keep your eyes focused on your footing as we speak. So says Mr. Stewart.
Nice to meet you, too. How did you know my name?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, information desires you, just as you desire information too. So says Mr. Stewart.
Harry, stop trying to get in our way. Keep this up, and even you'll have to answer to the law.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, with each rain our town goes mad. To our disdain, unpreventable. So sad. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning.
Then we shall depart, Mr. Francis York Morgan.
That's how he always is. Always spouting that nonsense. Don't give it any thought. It's all gibberish.
Emily here.
There's nothing there. Is there?
Oh. Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Does she have it on there? No, it's not there.
We've contacted the first witnesses to the crime
The radio is not on that
scene. We
outfit.
can interview them where they found the dead body.
Excellent. I was just about to ask if you could take me there.
I love how Harry not only... It's not just a gas mask he wears all the time, but it's a custom-made gas mask that looks like a skull. A vicious skull. Just no reason. Just what it does. Just what it looks like. Also, if you take a look at the concept art for Harry, it turns out that those plugs on his neck are not exactly the same. They look a little bit different. One of them apparently is a vocalizer to talk, and the other one opens up and it's a hatch for food. I guess he doesn't eat through his mouth. I guess he shoves food into his neck. Or I guess Michael probably shoves the food into the neck. So, like, say, a certain sandwich he eats later on. I guess Michael must cut it up and shove it into his neck, which sounds like an unpleasant way. I mean, if he's putting the food into his neck, it means he's not chewing it. So does Michael chew it and, like, spit it into his neck? I mean, it's an unpleasant thing to think about, but this is the kind of reality we have to face. We might have to face a reality where the way that Harry Stewart eats is Michael will take a bite of food, chew it up, and then regurgitate it into Harry's throat into the hole on his throat. Like he opens up the plug and then like spits the food in there. That's just a truth that we might have to face together. I don't think it's pleasant, but that just might be how it is. But that is probably, I think, what we're going to be doing for right now with Deadly Premonition, the director's cut. We've gone through the hospital. Very easy this time, even though I did not have my infinite wrench, even though I only used the basic gun, the handgun. It's quite incredibly simple now that everything takes one headshot. And aiming with the move is not bad. It's just when you're actually moving around with the move, it's not the best. Controlling the camera with the move is not the best, but aiming is not that bad. All right, so we've gone through the hospital. We have introduced the idea that areas that York goes into are just going to turn into like a Red Nightmare haunted world from time to time, full of monsters trying to kill him. No one else is going to see it. Everyone else in the hospital was like, well, whatever. No one saw any of that except York, and York appears completely unimpressed. He doesn't even mention it. That's why I thought that maybe he had encountered this kind of thing before he entered Greenvale, because he doesn't seem puzzled by it at all. He's like, yeah, they're here. All right. When it's done, he just takes out a cigarette, starts smoking. He's a little bit embarrassed by George saying, if you like that so much, why don't you just smoke two at once? He doesn't say anything to them like, hey, you guys, did you see like a lot of red vines growing through the walls and what appeared to be walking dead people that they didn't have eyes and they sort of limbo at you and they try to shove their hands in your mouth? Did you happen to see that? No one saw any of that. York is just completely... He takes it all in stride. That's what makes York Agent York. He takes everything in stride, doesn't let anything get to him. Oh, the world transformed into a red tree hell world where monsters are trying to kill me? That's just going to happen while I'm in this town. That's just part of the investigation, I guess. We'll deal with it, says Agent York. He's more interested in things like this Harry Stewart. What does he have to say? Or what he learned about Anna Graham, finding those red seeds. But, yeah, the monsters, we'll probably figure that out, is what Agent York says. And we'll continue to figure that out next time. What happens next time? Next time, I believe we're going to leave the hospital. I'm trying to remember now. Do we go to interview the twins the next time? Maybe. I'm trying to remember the sequence of events. It might be that we interview the twins. If that's the case, then again, I'll check to see if Sally is at home. If she is, I'll probably go talk to her. If not, maybe we'll just continue on and talk to the twins and do that part. We'll see how that goes. We'll play it by ear. Next time on Deadly Premonition, the director's cut.